Welcome to the Hollywood Raw YouTube page, guys. We're happy to have you here. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave us comments, do all the stuff.
What are you waiting for? Let's go. I got a drug addiction to feed.
Welcome to the Hollywood Raw Podcast, Raw Rundown. My name is Adam Glyn. Over there is Dax Holt. We are two entertainment news journalists with more than 1 decade experience, a little less than 2 decades. 2 decades of experience.
Almost 2 decades. I was thinking about the other day, who was it? It was someone's birthday. It was like a kid's birthday. And I was like, I think it was Suri Cruz. She turned 18 or something. I'm like, holy crap. I literally remember the day that she was born. And to think that I have been doing this long enough for Suri Cruz to turn 18 is the weirdest shit ever. Let me make sure it was Suri that I'm speaking here and not like a Jolie Pitt twin or something like that.
Yeah.
Suri Cruz.
I think it was probably.
Age. Let's see. 18 years old. Yeah. Where did the time go, dude? Like, how's that possible?
No, I get it. It's very, very weird. But we've been doing this for a long time. Doing the podcast for a couple of years now. We've got over how many episodes?
It's almost 400 episodes, dude.
Almost 400 episodes, and we have a great library. If you want to hear our old episodes, they're timeless. So if you're we have some really, really fun, interesting guests that you won't hear anywhere else. But today is our Raw Rundown. We'll give you the top 10 stories of the week. How do we pick the top 10 entertainment news stories of the week? It goes on data. It goes on Google search, and it goes lastly on our personal opinions. But mostly, like I always say, it's on the Google search. It's what people click on. The same way that these entertainment news shows work. What they do is they have a screen. They put those sites like E, for example. They will have all their stories there, and they're watching a live screen of what people are clicking on. And for example, you used to see a lot of stories on Pete Davidson. People are always curious and interested in Pete. So they would keep doing Pete stories because they always continuously did well on the websites. We just kind of do it on the podcast. Dax, busy week for me, dude. It's upfront week. So, and I was having some equipment problems. I had physical problems. So weird, crazy week for me. But saw a lot of celebrities this week. I saw Shaquille O'Neal. I saw Charles Barkley. I saw Mindy Kaling. I saw Conan O'Brien. I saw Sarah Jessica Parker. I mean, I just saw everyone. It was just pretty wild.
Are you getting paid more than me for this podcast? How are you affording one of those melon hats on your head right now?
You know, dude, I have
and this is not a commercial for them. Trust me. I would love if they sponsored us because their hats are so dope. That's like a $70 hat on your head.
You know, dude, I can't. You know what? My buddy gave me like 8 of them because he works with the brand. I'll give you a melon.
Your buddy be my buddy.
You know what? Next time I come out there, I'm going to bring you a melon hat. I got you a melon hat. Shout out to Melon. We got to get him as a sponsor. But I will actually reach out to. I'll get you a hat next time I see you, bud.
All right, that's more.
They're waterproof too. All right. Yeah. Before we get to our top 10 stories of the week, we read reviews. Dax, do you have a review ready for us?
Of course, I got a review. That's my job here. I'm good at my job. This one is from Jillian Indy, 5 stars. It is titled, "Let's Get These Dudes Some Sponsors." What are the chances of that being read right after what we just talked about? Well-researched, informative, unique. Keep it up, boys. You're going places. And then gave us 5 emoji stars as well. Oh, Jillian Indy, this review couldn't have come at a better time. That is hilarious to talk about sponsors and then read that comment. Love it. And we really didn't even plan it out, which makes it even better.
Jillian Indy, thank you. On to the top 10 stories of the week, starting with number 10.
Number 10, Steve Buscemi randomly got attacked by some dude in Manhattan that ran up to him and punched him in the face. They have now identified the man who punched him, and I guess it's a guy, a 50-year-old guy named Clifton Williams. But yeah, this guy ran up, punched Steve, who is 66 years old at this point, while he was walking on 3rd Avenue near 27th Street on Wednesday. And they went through, found some camera footage of this guy walking down the street. They did say, a couple witnesses said that Buscemi actually ran after the attacker, and then ended up having to go to Bellevue Hospital, where he was treated for bruising, swelling, and bleeding to his left eye. And then Buscemi's publicist did put out a statement saying he's okay and appreciates everyone's well wishes, though incredibly sad for everyone that this has happened to while also walking through the streets of New York. What is happening? Why are people just randomly out there punching faces left and right in New York? Like, what kind of city do you live in, bro?
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly, man. I've had some pretty weird experiences. I never had really someone I mean, this was very minor. Some guy one time ran up to me and like kicked me in the leg, but then just like looked at me and like wanted to like fight, and I just kept walking. It didn't really hurt. And then yesterday, some guy was like just walking right at me, but I like it was kind of aggressive. But yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean,
And I
Steve
remember
Buscemi, and you remember Rick Moranis?
I remember Rick Moranis. There was like a homeless guy that randomly attacked him back in 2020, and that guy got he pled guilty to it. I think that was like 2022, pled guilty to it. So I mean, he's not the only celebrity to get punched in the face by a random dude in New York. So what were you doing yesterday or on Wednesday, Adam? Have we placed you at the scene of the crime?
I was not. I don't think I would have done that. Maybe after he did like a shitty movie, just like try to hit him. No, I'm kidding. No, I was not there. That's sad though. It's crazy. I mean, I feel bad for him. Of all people, Steve Buscemi. It's so weird and interesting that Steve Buscemi, of all people, would have to go through that.
Right.
The next day, obviously, he has to deal with the paparazzi, and there's photographers outside, and paparazzi are never chasing Steve Buscemi. However, like it's a news story, so they're waiting outside to get that photo to see if there's a mark, and they want to see how
They want to see the black eye, the whole thing.
They want to see how severe it was, and it goes into like sort of like a news story of like the violence that's going on in New York, and but it seems like he's okay. He handled it really well, and it happens. New York's a little bit of a weird place right now. Dax, the number 9 story.
Number 9, get ready. It's happening. Happy Gilmore 2, starring Adam Sandler. It has officially been ordered by Netflix. So this is going to be the follow-up to the 1996 comedy. And it's going to be headed straight to Netflix because, they have a massive, massive deal with Adam Sandler right now. He's making all kinds of movies, films, documentaries, everything for them. And so there's been talk about this. I remember Drew Barrymore had teased the announcement on her show one time. I remember Adam Sandler on the Dan Patrick Show talking about it, saying there was a Happy Gilmore 2 kind of in place, but nothing was solidified. Now we can say it is happening. They are doing it. And at the rate at which he is pumping out movies and stuff, it's crazy. You remember he was the one that had signed a $250 million Netflix deal, and they are clearly working really well together. And a lot of his movies, Murder Mystery 2, You're So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, all of these things are doing phenomenal on the streamer. So it seems like everyone that is involved is very happy with this collaboration.
Yeah, I mean, Sandler really was one of the frontier people to really go strictly to streamer. He did it before everyone did streaming projects. That's how long he's had this deal with Netflix. He also saw what was going on in comedy. Comedy films don't get made in comedy movies aren't in theaters anymore. Have you noticed that? There's no they all go right to streamer. The new John Cena movie that lastly came out, Ricky Stenicki, that was on a streamer, Amazon. So, I mean, he was like the forefront guy of doing that. It's a smart move. The movies do well. People are happy. So it's just you'll no longer see an Adam Sandler movie in theaters. It's strictly Netflix, unless you put Netflix in theaters. So
kind of makes sense because this day and age, do you really want to leave your house to go see a movie in the theater? Unless, let me say this, unless it is a big action movie. I do like to see big action movies on the big screen still.
So makes sense. Dax, the number 8 story.
Number 8 is Brad Pitt being accused of stealing millions of dollars from that winery that him and Angelina co-owned together for a very long time to basically benefit projects for himself personally. So if you remember, Angelina sold off her share of that Chateau Marval to, I want to say it was Stolly, and it's just kind of been a nightmare ever since. And so now Stolly is going after Brad, saying that, hey, this has not been a good investment project. There has been a ton of money that it has gone to Marval and to a renovation of a pool and a studio and a bunch of things that would only benefit Brad rather than the company as a whole. And his lawyers fired back and said, absolutely not. Like, the only reason that you got into this was because of Brad, his fame, and now you're trying to leech off of his fame. It sounds like maybe they just did a bad deal because they took out $20 million worth of money that was owed to Angelina from the property.
One.
And
Yeah.
so I think they paid her off on that 20 million plus whatever they bought the winery for, or their stake in the winery. So I'm going to assume they've put in so much money and they want to see more coming out of it, and it's not happening. But on the other side of it, she wasn't even supposed to sell her portion. If you remember, Brad and Angelina, they had an agreement where if either side was going to sell their stake in the winery, they had to discuss it with the other person. And she secretly went behind Brad's back, sold it. Obviously, they are at very bad terms right now between child custody, divorce, everything. And so it was kind of one move that got under his skin. And so I'm not surprised that he is probably not cooperating as much as they would like, but it was all done behind his back. So, I mean, the Brad and Angelina saga, it feels like it never ends. They clearly are just hate each other, and they've taken it all out on each other. Oh, did you see something more interesting than even this? Did you see the video of Shiloh dancing this week?
Yeah, it was,
she was like
I was amused I was entertained by it.
She was dancing around, it looks like, inside of a dance studio, having a great time. I don't know. It was kind of fun. You never see like really any of their kids in their like normal state and
in their natural habitat.
But you got to see that she is a very good dancer, having a good time. I don't know. I liked it. It was a fun video to watch.
Yeah, I was definitely entertained by it. It's amazing. I'm sort of surprised in the Google searches, and maybe it's us, but more people, I guess, are not clicking on the Brad Pitt more, or the news media is not pushing on this story a lot. Like, it sounds really weird because these two.
Do you think we have Brad and Angelina fatigue?
Years.
It's fatigue.
I don't know if it's Brad and Angelina fatigue or that their team is so big and strong. Like, guys, it's not worth talking about this part. It's not worth talking about this part. You know what I mean?
No, I think even me reading this story, I'm like it's a big story because it's them and it's feuding and it's the winery, which is worth $1 bazillion. But on the same note, I'm like, it's just another story about Brad and Angelina fighting. Like, kind of. Oh, you know what I watched the other day? Mr. and Mrs. Smith. God, that movie is still so good.
Wait, did you watch the second one with Childish Gambino or Donald Glover?
No,
the one with
I watched it with
original
Brad and Angelina.
Okay, good. You watched it.
I love that movie so much. Like, such a good movie. It ages perfectly well. They are so good looking in that movie. You can understand why they got together. But I don't know. It was on and I sat down and then I couldn't turn it off, and I loved every second of it.
Solid one. Dax, the next story, I think we're on number 6. Where are we on? With is it 6?
We are on number 7, actually.
7. Sorry, we're on number 7. Sports Illustrated. What's going on there?
Yep. So Sports Illustrated is celebrating their 60th anniversary, and they announced who are going to be the leading ladies on their swimsuit edition. It's going to be Chrissy Teigen on one, Hunter McGrady on another, Kate Upton on, and Gayle King. And so this is their way. They said, they put out a statement saying each woman serves as an inspiration in her own unique way, championing beliefs that SI swimsuit has long upheld, the importance of representation and the polysomous nature of beauty. I don't know if I said that word right, but we're going with it. And so they put out the images of the covers. A lot of mixed reactions, as there always is, because no one's ever going to be happy about who the cover model is, or, people always have something to say. But, I think sometimes, listen, when you get any model, you're expecting there to be some talk because that's what gets people to buy a magazine, right?
Yes, correct. But Gayle King in Sports Illustrated is such a smart idea. I mean,
I would have done Oprah, dude.
I mean, the thing is, Oprah would have been fantastic. Listen, Oprah probably has it's an open invitation. If she ever wanted to do it, she could do it. But I don't think she would ever do that, especially what's been going on with Oprah. But Gayle King is smart because then she goes and announces it on CBS in the morning.
Yeah.
She's going to talk about it. It's interesting. It's good. She looks great. So there's multiple covers. I'm actually going to the party tonight. They
Oh, really?
the lunch party. So I'm friends with one of the women on the cover.
Okay. I don't know which one. Oh, is it Gail?
I was like, should I not say? I'll say. I think she's cool. I'm friends with Haley Clausen. She's on the cover, model.
Okay.
So, friend of mine. So I'll see her tonight.
But is she in the big group shot? Is that what you mean by on the cover? Because there's only one single. Like the 4 women I announced are the single cover models. So is she on the other cover that has 6 or 7 different people on it? Okay.
Yeah, she's on with this. So she's a friend. But I'll see them all tonight. I'm going to see Olivia Dunn. I'm going to see Nina Adgal. Oh yeah, I want to see.
And Kate Upton came back. Like Kate Upton had disappeared for a long time, and now she's back in action.
Yeah, no, tonight should be fun. So, listen, it's the one issue. Who reads? I shouldn't say that.
Did they? Okay, no, I'm going to say this. I thought Sports Illustrated was closing up shop, and then they didn't.
They didn't, but they laid off a ton of staff. Yeah, they laid off a ton of staff. So, but they're trying to figure themselves out with, I think they were sold not too long ago. So from what I understand, that they are looking into the gambling industry and going in that way, in that route.
Okay.
So, but, as far as the actual print issues, they do still come out. How they're doing, I mean, they're probably struggling, just like a lot of
magazines. You tell me tonight how they're doing. If they're giving out free booze, we know they're doing okay. If they make you pay at the bar.
Food. I went to an event last night, and it was for Anthony Scaramucci, his book launch. And it was free booze, which I like. I mean, that was pretty cool. And the other thing, it was like a nice steak restaurant. I was like, dude, they give out steak. Instead, they gave out like hot dogs on a blanket. I'm like, man, really? Like, I thought we were going to have some steak, man. I came there hungry. I was like, oh, dinner on him. That's why I went. But dude, people go to these parties to see what it's like. I go there honestly to eat. I'm like, I'm gonna get a food. Oh, they got margarita. I'm gonna have a margarita, and then that's all it was to me. It's so funny. Sad. How poor am I? All right, Dax, number 6.
Number 6, Noah Cyrus celebrating both Mother's Day and Tisha's birthday in 2 separate posts. Now, this is on the heels of, let's backtrack here, but Noah and Tish have kind of been at a rumored family rift for quite some time now. There was a bunch of stories that came out that Dominic Purcell was dating Noah, or they had some kind of relationship going. They ended up calling it off, and then her mother, Tish Cyrus, ended up starting dating Dominic Purcell, and then they ended up getting married, and Noah was not even invited to the wedding. She was told to stay away. So for the last couple months, maybe even year at this point, it seems like there has been a massive family feud. So for Noah to go on to social media this week, wish her mother a happy Mother's Day and wish her a happy birthday in 2 separate posts, everyone was like, wait. Are we all good now? Like, everything's in the past, or what's happening? So I don't have that answer for you, but it seems like if she is wishing her mother a happy Mother's Day, and seemingly putting it all out there onto social media, they must be in a much better place at this point.
Yeah. So that's an interesting family. The Cyruses are very unique, right? Like, it's they were like the original Osbournes in a way. Like, I'm surprised there's no reality show made about that whole family. But the kids are very unique. Talented, but unique.
They didn't have a reality show or something at one point? I swear they did. I don't even
know. What do you call it? The Cyruses?
No, I feel like there was some kind of something.
I think there was some sort of reality show.
But I don't think it involved like Miley. I think it was about Billy and Tish and the other family members.
We might be wrong.
I swear there was. Was there not?
Oh my God.
Let me
Pause.
see.
We gotta Google this.
Family reality show. Swear there was.
I swear there was too now, right? Billy Ray Cyrus, Home at Last TV series.
There you go. TV series.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
There we go. It's almost like you
fix
should have been a
that.
producer back in the day. Nah, let's just move forward. Clearly didn't care that much. Let's go.
All right. Number 5.
Number 5. Ooh, this one is a little bit of a tea, but it seems like Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck may be headed for a split. A lot of people pointing at the signs that they have not been seen out together in weeks and weeks and weeks, that it seemed like the last times that they were seen out, there was tension between the two of them. Him showing up to the roast of Tom Brady alone, her showing up to her last movie premiere alone. Everyone's just going, what the hell is happening? If you remember, J-Lo was spotted out this week doing some house hunting in LA, but this is on the heels of her and Ben just bought this $60 million like dream home, and now she's out house hunting without him. So a lot of people are saying that it looks like J-Lo and Ben may just be headed for Splitsville, and who knows? Maybe everyone's wrong, but I would say there is a little smoke here. I'm not sure if it leads to a fire. I'm not sure if it just leads to some kindling that caught fire or whatever the case is. But I don't know, dude. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, this is the first story in a while that people are throwing gas on this story. Is there any truth? I'll be honest with you. We don't know. Is this the internet just trying to make storyline? Again, we don't know. I don't know.
It is weird to say that.
Very weird.
They haven't been seen out in public for a while. He is filming a new movie right now. So there is a reason for him not to be necessarily photographed with her, because when you film a movie, you're gone for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. So there is that possibility. But 7 weeks does seem like, even when you're filming a movie and you're as loaded as they are, you would be able to fly home on a weekend. And they were spotted out a lot going to different little restaurants and gyms and all kinds of stuff. And now it's been nothing.
Yeah.
And why is she house hunting without him?
She's been house hunting for a while. I feel like every single photo is like, where's she, like, eats which coast? She's buying I don't know. It's so weird how many photos or videos of house hunting we've seen of J-Lo in the last 2 months. I'm waiting to see how the story plans out. But I also think that eventually Jennifer will make sure and make it a priority if she is still with Brad and things are okay.
Brad?
I'm sorry, not Brad, Ben. If things are okay, she's going to make it a priority to be shot together soon, to just end this, because it's not healthy for them in a relationship, and it's not healthy for them personally, publicly, everything. It's just, we just need to end the rumors.
Neither one of them have anything like really coming out right now, right? Because that would be the only other thing, is get people talking, and it promotes whatever new project, just because we all know divorce, marriage, breakup, all those things fuel great headlines. So if you kind of lean into them, and really it's just speculation, they're not having to do anything. If you let the speculation go crazy and you don't answer to it, and then you show up together to a premiere and everyone goes, oh, they're together, look at them on the red carpet of her new project, blah, 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 blah. It's great publicity.
Yeah. All right, Dax, number 4.
Tom Brady saying he actually kind of regrets doing the whole roast, not because of the jokes, not because of the jokes that were made about him, but he said, because I didn't like the way it affected my kids. And I think he realized after doing the whole thing, it affected people that were closer to him than anyone else on the planet. I think he had a lot of fun while it was happening. But just said, by the way, he was on the Pivot podcast, which aired on Tuesday. That's where he mentioned this. He said that he didn't appreciate how the jokes affected his family. He said, I love when the jokes were about me. I thought they were so fun. I didn't like the way they affected my kids. It's the hardest part about it. The bittersweet aspect of when you do something that you think is one way, and then all of a sudden you realize I wouldn't do it again because of the way it affected actually the people I care about most in the world. And I can understand that. I mean, we all know that Giselle did not like the jokes. She was not amused by it. She got pulled into a lot of jokes about her relationship with the jiu-jitsu instructor. And apparently, well, according to some rumors out there, some reports, that he did apologize to her on behalf of the whole thing. because I think when he signed up for it, he goes, I expected the roast to be about me. He goes, I didn't think about the roast being about everyone who is related to me or has a connection with me. And his teammates got shit. His, Robert Kraft got shit. Bill Belichick. I mean, everyone on that it was in his life got tied into this. And I think he feels bad about that.
Yeah. I mean, that was an insane roast. I mean, people went hard. And again, it's a unique perspective on the roast. It's like, hey, I can handle the jokes, but other people may have got offended or affected. And interesting response from Tom Brady. I don't think I was expecting him to, I don't know. It's just it's a unique perspective. What are your thoughts on it overall?
I didn't actually get to watch the roast as of yet because with my surgery, I can't laugh. I really want to watch it. We finished our Twin Flames weirdness on Netflix and we went to go look at something. I was like, oh man, I really want to watch the roast. I just can't because laughing is so painful post-surgery. Yeah, so I'm still waiting on it. Yeah.
He says that as he laughs, he's like,
it's not a full belly laugh like I normally do. My laugh. I got a pretty loud laugh. Someone sent me a really funny video this morning and it's like decently funny. And then the last line is unexpected. It makes it super funny. And I almost died, like legit died because I was laughing and it was hurting. And I was like, tears were coming down my eyes. I'm like, this is not good. I got to stop. Yeah, no more memes, people.
Dax had hernia surgery. So, again, like I said on Facebook, he is our Caitlin Clark. So prayers for him. So yes, we need him healthy so he can laugh again. Dax, the number 3 story.
Number 3 story, Kanye West, one of his top executives at Yeezy, quits over the whole brand's move into pornography, and the guy is citing moral reasons for that. So the chief of staff, his name is Milo. I'm going to ruin his last name, Yiannopoulos, officially quit, and this is according to a report that TMZ put out this week, basically saying, look, I wish Kanye a lot of luck and future success, but because of his move into the porn venture, I cannot no longer be a part of this. Just because of moral reasons, religious reasons. He is a recovering addict. He said this could just take me down a path that I don't want to go. So I am going to kindly bow out of this. I've sent them my resignation and wish them much luck. He did, though, put in there that if there is another opportunity to work with Kanye, he is open to that. It just can't be porn related.
Yeah. I met that guy Milo one time and I had to do a setup shot with him and he had to hide on the streets because he's very controversial and he had to hide on the streets so people wouldn't recognize him. It was very strange. And he was nice to me. I don't even know what the stuff he's controversial about, to be honest. I don't really Google him, but that's why Kanye sort of hired him because he was controversial. I didn't even know he was actually still even working with Kanye because it's been so long since they sort of spoke about that. But I'm sure this guy, unless he signs some sort of NDA, he's been very vocal in the past. So maybe since he quit, maybe he'll start talking about what's going on with Kanye behind the scenes. Seems like he used to like it.
I'm going to say he's not going to because it made it sound like he was leaving it on a peaceful note and the door open to potentially work with Kanye down the road. If he now goes and talks shit on Kanye, Kanye won't hire him again. Not saying that anyone wants to work with Kanye. I'm just saying that's the note that it looks like he is putting out there to the world.
Professional note, somewhat professional, maybe. Yeah, interesting. All right. Well, there's, guys, make sure you check your LinkedIn. There might be an opening at Kanye West, his company. So I might have to apply for that job if there's an opening. Times are tough. I would see what Kanye's health insurance policy is like. Does he even have a Christmas party? What's that Yeezy company like?
Yeah, right.
That office has got to look so interesting inside. It's got to be all.
No, it's got to be boring. It's going to look like a museum inside, but like one of those boring contemporary modern museums with just like concrete and walls and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I'm walking to a Pokemon world or something like that, just some weird thing, and it's just no one's wearing. It's so plain. Everyone, I don't even think they have desks. I think they just sit Indian style in a corner. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is going on here? I'm working. Shh. It's like, there's no cubicles. Everyone just
there's no outlets in the wall because that would not look nice.
Yeah, for sure. What a weirdo. All right, number 2.
Sean Diddy Combs saying that time tells truth amid all of the sex trafficking allegations. So he posted the time tells truth on his social media, and that's all it said. And so nothing else with it. There was basically a caption with love and a little black heart, but I think it's his way of putting out some sort of message to the people. A lot of people respond to that. Busta Rhymes put a bunch of crown emojis. Deion Cole wrote boom. Little Scrappy said live out the lie. So there's a lot of people obviously still very much supporting Diddy through all of this craziness. But if you remember, I mean, he's got a lot of allegations towards him. He the Jane Doe alleged in a lawsuit that Combs sex trafficked, drugged, and gang raped her back in 2003 when she was 17. There was another one from Cassia's ex-girlfriend who accused him of rape and abuse throughout their 10-year relationship. That lawsuit was settled one day after she filed. And then there was 3 women who also sued him and one of his working partners for similar claims. So, I mean, there's a lot going on with him right now. And I think he is saying that he is innocent through all of it. We'll see how a lot of this stuff unfolds. Oh, but I did want to say, sorry, that he filed to dismiss Jane Doe's sexual misconduct lawsuit against him. This is the one that is kind of like the newest one, the one that said she got gang raped in 2003. That one, when she was 17, is the one that he's looking to have dismissed because of statute of limitations and saying that it's salacious and deprived allegations.
So when P. Diddy first speaks about it, does he do it on Good Morning America? Does he go to the Today Show? Are all those networks reaching out to him saying, Diddy, we want to do a first sit-down interview? Is it 60 minutes? Who gets the first interview with Diddy? Or does he just do it on his own YouTube?
I was going to say, at this point, I feel like people do it on their own YouTubes. Or you call up Oprah and you say, hey, I want to talk. Right? Like, it almost seems like you sit down and you do a POV, and it's not necessarily answering questions, but talking. Yeah. And just do your own video.
Makes sense. At least you can monetize it on YouTube, and no one can, or your website, but YouTube.
Yeah, but people then look at that and go, oh, you're monetizing. Like, take off the ads and just speak from the heart.
Or you just say everything that I make from this video is going to this charity.
That's true. You could do that too.
You work with a charity? No, just way of looking at it. I don't know. It's gonna be a hard battle for Diddy. I think his name is really hurt from this. Mm-hmm. I mean, this was a pretty big investigation, and it was not just the investigation; it's also the stories that went along with it. It's just that sort of, if he is found innocent of everything going on, the defamation of it, that he's got to defend his name, it's gonna be a hard journey,
a hard route out of this shithole.
Yeah. So, I mean, I hope everyone was okay. And yeah, I want everyone. It's going to get weird, man. It's going to be really weird. So, all right, Dax, the number 1 story of the week.
Sophie Turner opening up about her friendship with Taylor Swift and calling Taylor her hero after the whole Joe Jonas divorce filing. She was very, very candid, which I'm kind of surprised about, but she opened up and she was doing a British Vogue cover story, and she said, look, Taylor has been an absolute hero to me this year. She said, I've never been more grateful to anyone than I am for her, because she took my children and me and provided us a home and a safe place. She really has a heart of gold. This was all after Joe Jonas filed for divorce after 4 years of marriage. She said that she was in New York. She didn't have anywhere to go. She didn't have a home. She reached out to Taylor and said, look, I need to get out of the house. I can't stay here with Joe. He literally just filed for divorce. Do you know of anyone who is renting properties in the area? And I guess Taylor was like, absolutely, come stay at my house. Offered up her apartment for free for her, the kids. And then, that's when you started seeing a lot of photos of Sophie and Taylor going out every single night to dinner, was because Sophie was essentially living at Taylor's house.
Man, that if I could be a fly in the wall, and if I could be a good gossip girl and sit in a room with Sophie Turner, I'm sure she's got stories on the Jonas.
Well,
And rightfully
think
so.
about
Sir Jonas has some stories on her, like because this is not nice between the two.
Well, I still think about like people forget that Taylor and Joe Jonas used to date. So it's just kind of funny that like these two women have kind of like found a common ground of Joe Jonas, and who knows what they talk about, but it would be really interesting to listen in on their conversations.
Man, it's gonna be I'll tell you what though, I said in the past, the girl that Joe is dating now is beautiful, dude. So pretty. She was very nice. I remember her from 14 years ago, I guess it was around that, I guess. When she auditioned for American Idol, I met her. And I was like, she was Miss Teen USA at the time. Or she just left Miss Teen USA. And I was like, this girl's like really pretty. Like you could just tell like this girl's gonna be a star. And she became a big model, but I'm surprised she wasn't even a bigger model. Like I think that's how she makes majority of her living. But that's the new girl for Joe. But Sophie's moved on too. She's with a guy with a ton of money. So it didn't work out between the two.
Did you see the photos of Taylor and Travis Kelce out enjoying? Date? Yes, they like had a date outside this beautiful castle mansion on Lake Como. So they're in Italy right now doing some vacation time. And they set up this whole like dinner. Well, they didn't. Someone set it up for them. A whole beautiful dinner date out on like the terrace that overlooks the water on this castle. It is the most romantic shit you have ever seen in your entire life. And I don't know why I fall for these two. I fucking love them together. But I was like zooming in on the photos, and it's actually really cute. They're like holding hands and eating, and she looks so happy when she's looking at him. I'm like, I love it.
That photo is just that smells like wealth. That photo, like you could smell the air in that photo. It's an unbelievable photo.
Yeah, and you see them. They went like walking through the town, and the only thing I would say, like, it's fun for us to see these photos. But there is an element of me like that I feel bad that like they can't even have a vacation without people watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's so weird. They're in a backyard in Lake Como, but because it's on the lake, people can see what they're doing, and there's an element of, damn, they can't even have a dinner. Which again, I'm saying this as a person who's enjoying the photos, but it sucks for them.
You know what, Dax, though? If you don't want to be seen, you cannot be seen. And somehow someone did some sort of, not saying that was a PR photo or they tipped off what was happening. However, you knew what could happen there. Like and you sort of welcome it. And if you don't want to welcome it, you can make sure you can get away from that.
Neither one of them look like done up. They look like he looks like he's walking around in his like comfy evening pajamas. I don't know.
Yeah. Now the place
again, it's my double-edged sword here, where I love the photos, but then feel bad for them at the same time.
Yeah, I'm curious what they ate, really. So pretty wild. All right, guys, that is the top 10 stories of the week. That's our raw rundown. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. If you're listening, thank you. Appreciate that. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram. We're on it all. Facebook. We have a private Facebook group called Off the Record. It's a really cool community. You guys should be in it because we're in it. Follow me at Adam Glyn. Follow Dax Holt at Dax Holt. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Guys, hope you liked that video. We got a lot more where that came from.
Hit that bell, like, subscribe, share with a friend. The best thing you do to support us is really doing that. And we really need the money because we need hair gel.